Audio, I think we're streaming. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Forgot to open the camera first. Give me a sec. Let me go on YouTube and see if we're streaming or not. I don't see it. Not seeing it yet, but let's see here. Nope, I'm not. It doesn't say I'm up there yet. Sorry about that lack of understanding of technology. Let's see here if I can figure out how to see if I'm live or not. Oh, there I am. I am live. 6 people already. We just started. All right, let me get caught up here. There we go. Hello, Steve. How are you doing? Yes, I'm on your YouTube. Okay. All right. Okay, so why haven't we gone home yet? That's the question. And I get this question all the time. First of all, we're just guessing at when this might happen, trying to figure it out. And second of all, I think God has taken the reins. I really do. I mean, I knew that Jesus was born on the 29th of September at nightfall, becoming the 30th. That's a Saturday. Exactly 7 days later, on a Saturday, I guess it would be the 8th day, Jesus is circumcised and named on that day. And what did we see? We saw Israel attacked first thing in the morning. And I'm going to guess that first thing in the morning is when, thank you for slowing it down a little bit so I can keep up. I'm going to attempt not to stare at the phone because I get sidetracked like I just did, and stay focused on the topic and then go back to the phone for more questions. So I'm looking at my phone for what you're saying. So on this 7th, Israel is attacked. 6 a.m. in the morning. Some have said 4 a.m., but 6 a.m. in the morning at first light. Israel's attacked on the 7th. We couldn't have made that happen. That just happened. I think God is allowing certain things to happen. And by the way, I always had a criteria of who I would subscribe to. If you can say Jesus Christ is God Almighty, came here wrapped in human flesh, was beaten, scourged, and put on a cross, scourged, and put on a cross, died, gave up the ghost at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and rose at some point early Sunday morning. Me personally, I think from 3 o'clock in the morning, I think he rose at 3 a.m. on Sunday, or it would be Saturday night for us, but Sunday morning, 84 hours later. Time and half a time, 84 hours. If you look, 3.5 days is actually 84 hours. And then rose on the 3rd day, and he paid for my sins. He paid for your sins. And as a result, we are welcomed into this Godhead, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, something we don't deserve, something that we can only dream of actually happening, something that we've all been looking forward to. And then the Rapture Day we go. So there's another criteria that I have implemented into my watching or subscribing to a channel. And I just unsubscribed from a channel because they were blaming Israel for what happened. They were stating, oh, Israel's technologically advanced and all this stuff. Look, they get bombed every other day. They did not expect this horrible thing to happen. Somehow, some way, somebody is always trying to blame Israel. I don't know about you, but if they bomb at my house, I'm going to fight back. They didn't expect the coordinated attack that happened on that day. And so the Bible is super abundantly clear that we are to back Israel and we are to pray for the people of Israel. These people are the Matthew group. They are the group that will not go to heaven. They will, at the end of the millennium, see heaven come down to them. We're going to be raptured out of here. It's a small group. It's a very narrow path. Then there's this great multitude in seal 6 that no man can count. It's huge. Both groups, if you'll read in Revelation, says very clearly they come from every tribe and every nation and every kindred. It says it both in Revelation, is it 4? Before anything happens. We're there to see the first seal opened. And then it says this great multitude that no man can count from every tribe, every nation, every kindred appeared in heaven. And they had to wash their robes white. Why? Because they went into the tribulation. How long? I don't know. I'm guesstimating 7 days. I don't know. I could be wrong. To me, the 70th week of Daniel, is it Daniel? Daniel's 70th week, yeah. If that's the week that is spent refining the Jews, so that at the end they finally look up and cry at the one that they finally, they realize the one that they brutally murdered, brutally hung on a cross, and that he is actually the Son of God, then they too will be welcomed in. That's how easy it is. It's so easy to be welcomed in. And if you must be welcomed in. This thing paused. Hold on a second. There we go. You must be welcomed in. So, final criteria. You have to support Israel. You have to pray for Israel. You have to want to see Israel succeed. You can't blame Israel for what just happened. And Biden just went over there. I don't know what Biden said to him, and I don't know how if this channel is big enough or he's even seen Israel, but Netanyahu, go for it. They took those children and did horrifying things. I have children. I have 6 of them. I can't even imagine what those parents of those children are going through. Netanyahu, that's what Biden should have said. Go for it. The whole world should be saying, hey, that's messed up. Go for it. And unleash Israel onto Gaza. Sorry about the innocent people. There's no way all those innocent people didn't see all of that stuff that was going on. And we think they live in caves. They don't. They have a city just like we do. They have cell phones just like we do. They could have called somebody. There's no way that all those rockets were hidden in Gaza, and that the people of Gaza, not the Jews. We're not going to even begin to blame the Jews. We're going to look at Gaza. So we have to support Israel. Always. All right. Just found out. Yeah, I sent you a text in Discord, Gina. So November 30th, because your birthday, I never really, we're all going to get new birthdays. Birthdays don't matter. Our birthdays here don't matter. So the birthdays of our earthly birthday is unimportant. It's our new birthday that we're going to get when we're raptured out of here. Jose Aquaviva, hey, how you doing? Glad to see you here. What is Feast of Trumpets? Feast of Trumpets is the head of the year, the old year for Noah, before God moved it in Exodus 12 to March 17th. September 15th to March 17th. So, here's what I'm thinking. This is where my mind is going. Since the timeline indicates, and most watchers will state the same thing, that the flood in fact happened on October 31st. When you count backwards or you count forwards, every day the sun comes up, you give it a name, you give it a date. It's real simple. There's not a lot of math involved in the timeline. Super simple. If you anchor the flood on Halloween, some of them even try to bring it to November the 11th, which actually is the day that Noah left the ark. 1 year and 10 days later. But if you anchor it on Halloween, that is when Noah was shut inside the ark and God began judgment on the entire world. And also on October the 31st is the day that Adam sinned. He had spent a full 7 years in the garden, and then in the 8th year and 17th day, second month and 17th day, also Halloween, now back then before the flood, that was the second month the 17th day. Also for Noah, the second month the 17th day, from the Feast of Trumpets, 2 months, well, 1 month and second month would be 1 month and 17 days in, would land perfectly on Heshvan 17, which is Halloween. So, we made it this far, right? We made it this far. We were looking at Feast of Trumpets. We've been doing math on all this, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it looks like, sorry, I have like this cat hair stuck in my nose. It looks like God has taken the reins. Like I said in Commander Kelly's, and I showed you in the last video, God's like, here, hold my beer. I got this. I'm going to take this over. We've been trying to figure this out for years and years, some more than others, but for years and years we've been trying to figure this out. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Israel's invaded. Not a good thing, but we have a sign, right? And then what happens 7 days later? We have an eclipse. What is going to happen 7 days later? If this thing continues to go in line, Jesus is born on September the 30th, Saturday. Jesus is circumcised, and Israel is attacked on October the 7th, first thing in the morning, 7 days later. 7 days later, we have an eclipse. What's going to happen 7 days later? On the 21st, we're going to keep watching. Israel is our timepiece. We look to Israel. And so, for all of our work, which has been amazing, and so many people have done so much work trying to figure out when all the feast days are, when Pentecost are, when the head of the year is. They've done all this work, but when you come right down to it, when God starts telling us, this is what you need to look at, I think that we are going to see something. Remember, Noah went into the ark on October the 24th, 7 days before the flood began on October the 31st. On October the 24th, which is just 5 days from now. So if it falls in line, look at this, what I noticed. Jesus was in the tomb for 3.5 days, for 84 hours. I also noticed that from the 21st to when the flood begins on the 31st is 10 days. But from the 21st to the 24th, when we go into the ark, it's 84 hours. So that's why I was kind of looking at the 17th in my last video. Saw me say 17, 21, 24, because I didn't know where this might go. But I think we're going to get a 3-day warning, personally, a 3-day warning on the 21st, and a high probability. I'm not going to set a date because I haven't got that yet. I'm waiting for that dream or the angel at the foot of my bed. I haven't seen that yet. But October the 24th, for me, is a very high likelihood of the day of the rapture. This is the day that Noah entered the ark. Now, Noah assumed all three Gospels when he did this. He went into the ark and sat at the door. He was warning people for 7 days this was going to happen, and nobody listened to him. Nobody came in except for his family and all the animals. 7 days he sits at this door. On the 7th day, on October the 31st, God shuts the door. November the 1st is All Saints' Day. This is the day that everyone was wiped off the face of the earth, killed. And then he sat on that ark for 1 year and 10 days. All right. I gave you my spiel of when I think it might be. I think it might be the 21st as a warning, the 24th as a rapture, and the 31st as when tribulation actually begins. When we're in heaven, we're going to see that first seal open. We won't be here in November, which also lines up with what? Yeah, I mean, 11/11 is the day he left the ark 1 year and 10 days later. Is that an indicator of when the saints are going to go home 1 year and 10 days later? But I don't know. I don't know, because the 7 years is for the Jews. It is not for the sleepy church. It's only for the Jews. That's it. That's what it's for. So how do we fit this great multitude that no man can count into that timeline of 7 years? It seems to me that the bride has to go home. We spend 7 days. Just remember what Laban said to Jacob. Give Leah her 7 days. You must work for me for 7 years, but give Leah her 7 days, and then you can have Rachel. We know he got Rachel because he knew Rachel was barren. He wouldn't have known that unless he was married to her, and he did marry her 7 days later. He had two wives. He had Leah and he had Rachel. Rachel was barren. Commander Kelly did an amazing study on barren women. You need to go watch the video on that because he really ties it all together, does a fantastic job. Commander Kelly, Cool Cat. Was it Koolcat? He does an amazing job on that. It does say 3.5 years, or does it? Does it say 3.5 days? You can always apply days to years to millennia. It is all interchangeable. Thank you. Drunk on hope and feasting on faith. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, I don't trust YouTube too much. Let's see here. You're convinced that it's 3.5 years for the saints? Fully convinced of that? I'm not 100% convinced. I haven't been for quite some time now. Hey, Moto X for Christ, how you doing? I haven't been convinced of that for a long time, because the statement is super clear. Those 7 years are for the Jew. It's hot in here. I'm in Florida, so it's not only hot, it's humid. I should turn on the fan. But, yeah, let me turn on the fan. It is hot. Okay. I just can't see those 7 years for the Jews, but yet a part of that is for the great multitude that no man can count. How long will it take? Just like Elijah and Elisha. People get mad when I say Elisha. How long did it take Elisha to drop to his knees when he saw Elijah go? It took him seconds, and that's what's going to happen when these people see the rapture and it goes down and they're like, the rapture just happened. I belong to the church. I know what just happened. I know that this was just the rapture and I just missed it. And how long do you think it will take them to drop to their knees, tear off the world, all of their works, and just pray? Just pray the sinner's prayer. Please, Lord, I thought I had this, and God's going to say, depart from me. I knew you not, And so, but that will be momentarily. I don't know how much longer, based on what I'm seeing, as in the days of Noah. We go in on the 24th, and they spend 7 days here, and on the 31st. Imagine how Rachel felt as she didn't get the Jacob that she loved. Her sister did, and she had to wait 7 days. Tent walls aren't very thick, so just saying. It wasn't a fun time for her from October the 24th to October the 31st. I got to put these on because I can't see. My $3 Walmart glasses. At least I don't have to wear double glasses like Commander Kelly does. What is that? Why don't you just get a stronger prescription? Mine are 1.75s. No, Ken uses the equinox. I don't use the equinox. I disagree with using the equinox. That's the day of equal night. We are children of the light, not of the dark, but of the day. And the day that has equal parts is called the equilux, and that literally means equal day. You're feeling 11/11 as the latest. Cool. I still think that's the date that the Millennium begins. Oh, Sister Sandy got somebody. Be nice in here. Sister Sandy will get you. We're this close to the end. This is not the time to act out. This is the time to join and come into the glory of God. We've all seen 11/11 so many times. I have too. I just saw it the other day. As a matter of fact, I have my watch that counts my steps, and I'm amazed on certain. And I set it so that it would tell me when I had 11,111 steps, and that's not a big deal. I do about 15 a day, which my feet hurt because of that. But what does amaze me is there are certain days where that number matches the time, which is 11/11. So I get the steps that matches, and I don't make it happen. It just sometimes it just lands that way. It did. Was it yesterday? I looked at my watch. I'm like, oh, it's 11:10, and then suddenly it buzzed. My watch will buzz whenever I've reached 11,111 steps, and then I look and it's 11:11. Should have made a picture of that. Let's see. 444. That's who I think of all the time when I see 222. That's Jose Aquaviva's channel, 222. Rapture worshippers. We're not rapture worshippers. We're just dreaming about the day we get there, like the kids in the back seat, kicking the back seat, going, "When are we going to get there? What's taking so long?" They just want to be there. They don't have a clue. They don't drive. They don't know how many miles it is, how long it takes, how many stops we have to make, how many different dates we have to look at. But at the end of the day, they are very excited to get there. All right, so I guess I'm in here a little early, trying to find a question. Just kind of sitting here reading your comments. Most of you are such a blessing. 99.9% of you are such a blessing. You really just can't wait for this day to happen. Yes, DJ, I still see 11:11. Yesterday, my watch actually linked up with 11:11 on steps, so it was pretty cool. I don't know where Joseph is. I live in Orange Park, Florida. I don't know where Joseph or Lewis lives. Kind of a one-man show. I don't get out to see a lot of people. They actually invited me to this thing that they did, Dr. Barry and all of them out in, I think it was Texas, somewhere over there. I really wanted to go, but I just couldn't. Get your Rapture helmet. Yeah. Yep. Aaron over at Got a Minute. I love his channel. His Discord's awesome. Very good people over there. Just trying to figure it out. He does a lot of amazing work. So I don't have anything on. Here's the thing. I don't have anything on the 28th. On the 21st is what we're seeing. What's kind of cool about it. On the 21st is when we're going to be exactly. How did I get to the 21st? What was the 21st? The 21st was, it's the Sabbath. It's 7 days after the eclipse. And so that would be 7 more days. So God's like taking over and taking the reins. He's taking the reins, and in my opinion, and on the 21st, I think we're going to see something huge. I think perhaps the bride goes home on the 24th. Don't quote me on that, but it's a high probability on September the 24th, the bride goes home. And then the saints on October, I'm sorry, I said September, I meant October the 24th, and then the saints on October the 31st. There might be that Damascus warning, right, on the 21st here in, what is this, a day and a half, 2 days from now. That way we'll have 84 hours from this huge event, because something's been happening every Saturday so far. You know, from eclipses to Israel being attacked to the day Jesus was born on September the 30th. It's all happened every 7 days. So the next 7 days will be the 21st, and then after that it will be Noah shutting or Noah going into the ark, and the ark door staying open for 7 days. Yeah, people. No rapture in 2023. I can't see this going past. This is a millennium. This is a millennium. You know, Adam sinned after 7 years. Everything, if you'll notice, is after something. So at the end of 7 years, it was the Feast of Trumpets. But he sinned 47 days later on the 2nd month and 17th day, which was Halloween. And then God took another 47 days before he removed him from the garden. When did he do that? Adam was removed on Tevet 1, which is December the 15th, which is the last day of Hanukkah. Hanukkah always begins on December the 9th. Hanukkah always begins on December the 7th, always. I think it's a 7-day feast or an 8-day feast, and it ends on December the 15th. I don't know how many Laodiceans think they're Philadelphians. Yeah, Biden. I don't care what Biden says. I really don't care what he has to say. Yes, we're in a Jubilee year. We won't be in a Jubilee year on But everything that God does seems to merge into the next cycle. It seems to happen after a cycle is ended. So all of these things, God knew when Adam was going to sin and how long it would take, and so we'll see. Let's see here. Yeah, 11:11 is when a lot of people think the flood began on 11:11, but it's actually the day that Noah left the ark. That would be the day that the Millennium begins. I think we're going to have a rapture. I think the saints are going home, and then 7 years later, on 11:11, is the day that they will walk into the Millennium with a totally cleaned earth. It is any day now, period. You're correct. Any moment now. Let's see. Yeah, the 24th. I do think that, Chi-Chi, I think that we're going to go on October the 24th. That's the day Noah entered the ark. I believe Noah played all three roles. I think he played the bride when he went into the ark on October the 24th on Heshvan 10. Or Cheshvan, Heshvan, however you want to say it. And I think he also played the role of the saint when he was sealed inside of the ark, and he went through tribulation for 1 year and 10 days, and then the ark door was opened on November the 11th. I think he played all three roles: the bride, the saints, and the Jew going into the Millennium. I'm getting old. All is not well. Getting old every day. So ready for a new body. I've heard that so many times from so many watchers that things are just closing in around them, and I think that's just what happens. Yeah, I've been watching for 20 to 30 years. I've been watching for a long time. 88 Reasons for 88. Wasn't really into it then, but then 2011 came around. I was really into that. I missed that. What did that say? I don't know. I really don't know. I know God's going to supernaturally protect Israel. I don't think that Israel can't be destroyed. Okay. I think Israel's going into Gaza now, honestly, and I think that they're going to attack from the north, but I think Israel's ready. Here's what I said in the previous video. I don't think Israel can drop a nuke on anyone and then the whole world see Israel as a nuclear or as a superpower, and this new person go into Israel and say, okay, I'm taking over, and then I see that maybe they they go to shoot a nuclear bomb off out of Damascus, but it fails and falls back on them and blows up Damascus. I think they blow themselves up, just like that hospital that, I mean, it was ruthless. They were like piranhas in water. Israel just did this. And I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They did not purposely go into Gaza and blow up a hospital. They just didn't do it. And then what do we find out later? I was right. They have rockets all over the place in Gaza. They were shooting a rocket off from a parking lot behind this hospital, and they actually have it on, I guess, I don't know how they have the information, but they shot it off and actually blew up their own hospital. They killed 500 people by trying to shoot. And then what did I saw this cool meme on Facebook. It was funny. It's this guy, right? It's a cartoon. I wish I would have made it. Of course, I wouldn't have mattered. But it's a cartoon of a guy poking a bee's hive, and the beehive says Israel on it, and he pokes the beehive with a stick. The bees come out and sting him, and then he runs up to the camera and points at Israel and go, look what he just did. You poked the bear, I guess you could say. You did that. So what's coming? If it were up to me and I flew over there, I'd be like, go get him, Netanyahu, go get him. I would back Israel 110%. I wouldn't want to live in a country where bombs are constantly being shot off at my country, and all I have to do to protect myself is something called the Iron Dome or something that just shoots them down. I mean, those things still got to land somewhere. Even if they blow them up, they got to land somewhere. Yes, apparently we're going through some kind of a debris field here shortly. Again, this stuff we're going to see falling, or they're going to see falling. We won't see it. Go read here. Let's do this. I want to show you this again. I don't know if I got this perfectly clear in my last video or not. Let's go to down here to Matthew. Let's go to Luke first. Luke, let me see here. What is the passage in Luke 21? Luke 21, 29. Let's go here real quick. This is speaking to the bride right here, specifically to the bride. And he spake a parable to them. He spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees. Hold on, I just got the wrong one. What did I do here? 21, 25. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. This is what we're looking for. This is the coming of the Son of Man. This is spoken to Luke, which is speaking to the bride. What are we going to see? And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars. We saw that. We saw an eclipse, which takes care of the sun and the moon, and in the stars, we saw the ring of fire eclipse happen on Virgo, on her ring finger. I think it's an engagement ring. I think it's a wedding ring. We're not married yet. We're still here. But it's an engagement ring. And upon the earth, distress of nations. We see that too. There's distress going on right now. It's like a heavy weight what's going on in Israel. Everybody's like, oh, we want them to, but we don't want them to. Just, I don't see how they could put up with it. They took all those kids and massacred them. They're just horrible human beings. With perplexity. They're all perplexed. They don't know what to do. So part of them wanted to tell them to go in there, but the other part says you're surrounded by the enemy, and they're going to come after you, and you're our ally, so we have to help you. And the Russia's like, don't help them. So we're going to get into a world war over this. But it is what it is. The last thing we have not seen yet is the sea and the waves roaring. I don't know what that is. This is the last part. Once we see the sea and the waves roaring, I think we go home. Then you go down here to Mark. Mark 13, 24. This is what the sleepy church is going to see. But in those days, after that tribulation, what's the tribulation? That's them seeing. Imagine how their hearts are going to fail them for seeing us being raptured out of here. We're gone. The sun shall be darkened. Yeah, that happened. The moon shall not give her light. That happened too. It already happened. And the stars of heaven shall fall. They haven't seen that yet. They are not going to see that until the waves and the seas that we see, the waves and the seas roaring, and we go up and Satan gets cast out and comes down. That's what they're going to see in Mark. That's the sleepy church. Okay, then the next one is Matthew 24. Let's see what the Jews are going to see. Matthew 24, 26. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers. This is not speaking to the sleepy church. This is speaking to the Jews who are looking for a Messiah that is not the Messiah that they're supposed to be looking for. Don't look for him anywhere. He will set down on the Mount of Olives. Don't look for him, because if you find the wrong one and you accept that mark, you are doomed. You cannot accept that mark. You are doomed if you do, and that's the end of it. That's why what we saw happen back in March 11th, is it 2020, 2019? I don't remember, 2020 I think, was not the mark. It wasn't the mark. The reason is because 80% of the planet took that thing. 80% took it, and as a result, it would mean that 80% of the planet is doomed, and that's simply not what we read in Revelation as far as the great multitude. There's a great multitude that no man can count. If 80% of the planet is gone, you can count what's left. Pretty easy. I thought that too. I thought the sea and the waves were nations and people, and possibly I've heard that the sea and the waves are people, and that's what we're doing right now. We're kind of yelling at the rooftops saying, hey, this is coming, keep your eyes out. So it is possible that we are seeing this sign. We just don't quite understand what the waves and the seas roaring. Are we waiting for a tidal wave to come from somewhere? Or what do they call tsunami to come in? Or is it us screaming that the rapture is about to occur? You know? Let's see, what else we got here? So when you're reading the three Gospels, you will find what applies to you. And what applies to you, if you are the bride, you will understand, because Luke knows the order of all things. You will understand the order of all things. You will understand that that was not the mark. You'll understand that we are not in the tribulation. You'll understand that no seals have been opened as of yet. You'll understand that we're standing in heaven to see the first seal open. Nothing major is going to happen until we are gone, until that first seal is opened. We are not going to be here to see the first seal opened, or the fourth seal, all the first four horsemen. We're not going to be here to see that. So the comments that I see that it's already started, no, it hasn't. You're seeing that for a reason. You might be a part of the mark group. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing, because you're still going to heaven. And I don't think it's going to take that long. I literally think it's about 84 hours afterwards. After 84 hours to, what is 84 and 84? 168? No, 84 and 84, is that 160? How many hours are in a day? Yeah, 168, I think. Or in 7 days, I mean. So, 7 days later on October the 31st, when the door is shut, I think that's it. Remember, there's only two groups going to heaven. There's the bride, or the church, and there's the saint. They're called saints of the tribulation. The tribulation begins as soon as we get up there to see the first seal, and Satan is cast down. Those are the stars falling. They'll see that. We won't see that. We're going to be protected supernaturally. We're going right up by them. We won't be here to say to anybody, we saw that. Who is here to say that they saw the stars from heaven fall? That will be the saints that see that. Now let's see here. It might be the military with the seas roaring. I don't know. We're going to see. That's the last thing that we need to see before the rapture occurs, is the waves and the seas roaring. And I've heard people being called a sea of people. Yes, so that is a possibility. Out of the darkness. Thank you. I love your message. Thank you. 7 days equals 168 hours. Thanks. That was quick math I was trying to do. 168 hours is 7 days. 3.5 days is how long Jesus spent in the grave. It was 84 hours. Times, and half a times. I would say that one of those times and half times, 3.5, it relates to Jesus being in the grave. Not as far as taken away from the 7 years. I don't believe that. Personally, I still believe Daniel's seventh week has not begun, and it will not begin until the bride is taken out here and the seals will begin to be opened. All right, does anybody have a question? Do we know when Sodom was? No, I don't. There's a lot of things that I wish I could find out affirmatively. Sodom, I don't know when they were destroyed. We could almost surmise and add it to the timeline ourselves. Since we know now with the timeline exactly where everything lands, we could almost surmise. Let me go look at the timeline real quick here. Yeah, there's a lot, and this is just my opinion. There's a lot of opinions out there. This is just mine. Commander Kelly says that when we all get to heaven, Jesus is going to call me up in front, and he's going to say, "Hey, show me your timeline," and then Jesus is going to light it on fire. He's so mean. Why is Commander Kelly like that? I think this is it. I believe this is it. Let's get closer here, right here. We're looking for, remember, October the 14th is when the eclipse happened. October the 7th is when Israel was invaded. September the 30th is when Jesus was born. 7, 7, 7. The 21st, which I don't have on here, is the next Sabbath. Something might happen, which is, ironically, 3.5 days later, 84 hours later, and then another 84 hours later, we land on October the 24th. No, I did the math wrong. That would be, it would be, from the 21st. From the 21st. Did I do that right? No, from the 21st, sorry about that. From October the 21st, we're going to see something huge, whether it be a rapture or it be the waves and the seas roaring. And then 3.5 days later, 84 hours, we land here on October the 24th, Heshvan 10. This is the day God opens the door. He didn't open the door was open. And Noah goes at the entranceway and sits. This is also the day his grandfather died, Methuselah. And this is also, this is the day he went into the ark and sat. And he waited 7 days until October 31st, Halloween. So many people have this weird hang-up about Halloween. You know, Halloween is not a witch's day, or it's none of that stuff. It's what people want to make it in their minds. But Halloween is Judgment Day. It has nothing. It's the only people that should like this day are the Christians. The wicked, evil people should hate and fear this day, because this is the day God brought judgment 2 times previously. So I see all these comments at Facebook. If you celebrate Halloween, then you're celebrating Satan. No, you're not. That's the day God destroyed them. That was a good day for us, a bad day for Satan. So, you believe the tribulation, Moto X for Christ, you believe the tribulation might begin November 3rd to the 5th. Yeah, he's done some math here. And again, I'm all about the math. It might be true. So far, my timeline has hit on the mark every single time. And when we see that Israel was attacked right here on October the 7th, which was the Sabbath, which was the last day of Tabernacles, it was too confirming. And then, for some reason, I don't know why Sister Sandy put this date here, because I would have never used the last day of the month. It would have been Heshvan 1, October the 15th. If in the original one, because I didn't have all this information, I didn't know where to put it all. The original one, I had these dates: Tammuz 1, June 16th; Av 1, July 16th. And as I went through, Elul 1, August 15th. As I went through, I realized that I didn't need those dates specifically, so I eliminated a few of the first Israel or Hebrew month, Tishri 1, September the 15th. You'll see down here where I don't have Heshvan 1. I didn't need it because there was nothing going on. You don't do birthday cakes? Yeah. Yeah, I love Commander Kelly. The guy is awesome. The guy's a wonderful Christian. He does not have to believe in my timeline. And I'm in his realm when I'm on his stuff. And I respect him. I respect him for his biblical knowledge, his ability to go from verse to verse and remember where they all are. His mind is a beautiful thing. He's an awesome Christian. I love that guy. And if my timeline's wrong and I have to burn it in front of him in heaven and I have to give up all of my sliver shekels to him, I'm all right with that as long as we're there. I think he's going to be giving me all the flat earth shekels and sliver shekels. Honestly, I think I'm going to be rich in heaven because of Commander Kelly. He's the only guy I know that can that can make a statement on his YouTube and nobody gets upset. He says, "No, your dogs aren't going to heaven. They're food for the saints." And I was just like, whoa, I can't believe you just said that. But he seems to get away with that stuff. Everybody loves the way he is, so kind of messed up to think about. Oh, that thing takes forever to turn on. I need a new computer, or I need to clean this one up. Yep, some flat earth money, some sliver shekel money, some all kinds of things. He has taken, here's what the thing is, what's so awesome about Commander Kelly is that he's taken an issue that is a sore spot for many. You know, I think the earth is round. No, I think it's flat. Who cares? Jesus saves us. Who cares? Who really cares? And he's taken it and turned it into, he jokes about it, and he can literally say that. Nobody gets mad at him. If you were a flat earther and you're in there and you're talking about flat earth, he'll literally tell his mods, don't delete them. They love Christ. They just think the earth is flat. It's not the end of the world, right? But when you start worshiping flat earth, making statements like, if you don't believe the earth is flat, then you're not going to heaven because you haven't read the Bible. And that's just, it's dumb to say that. I don't know how else to say it. That is just dumb to say that. The only thing that saves us is the blood of Christ, not our knowledge of whether or not the earth is flat or round. But he does such a good job, you know. The high watch days, we're looking at the 21st for either a huge warning, like Saul became Paul as he was walking to Damascus, 84 hours. I would say something happens on the 21st. I would say begin counting from that very moment, 84 hours. And I would think that that's when the rapture is going to occur. And I do think it's going to occur on the 24th, October the 24th. So, war is brewing. You know, I just got so mad at this one channel. Was like, it's Israel's fault. They knew this was coming. They allowed it to happen. I dumped them. I was like, you know what? I have a new criteria before I subscribe to your channel. You must not go against Israel. Ken Switzer wants to earn some shekels from me, but he says we're on the same page. Yeah, you can't win unless you're against me, so. The 3 days of darkness were at the cross. We don't see that again. I think that's a one-time event that happened at the cross. I think when you see the sun gets dark, I think it's literally just an eclipse. The moon gets dark. We aren't going to see the moon get dark. We kind of did with the eclipse because the moon, you know, was in front of the sun. But what we're going to see now, it's on the other side, 14 days later. And the earth is going to eclipse it a little bit, and the moon goes dark, I think is what the saints see, that you will read in Matthew, where I showed that to you. Well, it's happening right now. There are wars and rumors of wars. It's been going on for over a year with Ukraine and Russia, and with China and Taiwan, and they're doing all this threatening. There's a lot of wars and rumors of wars, but you know, Kit Kat is wrong. That's coming. I couldn't get away with that. There's no way I could get on here and say your dogs and cats are going to be food for the saints. I just couldn't get away with that. But it's the way he says it. People just laugh it off. Yeah, I think there are. I mean, the Bible says, I don't know that your specific pet is going. I don't know how that works. I haven't really studied that. The only thing I care about is the blood of Christ, and people hearing what I'm saying and going into that mode or that quiet place where you just say, Lord, I am doomed if you don't save me. And that's literally brass tacks, bottom line, nothing else, no flat earth, no pets, no nothing, just you and your Creator and Him bestowing a gift upon you of salvation. And that's my message. I don't care about any other stuff. I don't even argue with pets or flat earth, or I mean, you name it. I will argue with once saved, always saved. You are saved. Once you're covered in the blood of Christ, I'd like to see you wash that stuff off. I'd like you to get a scrubber and try to wash the blood of Christ off of you. Once He puts it on you, He's not going to take it off of you. You can't get it off of you. The weather won't pull it off of you. No amount of bathing will get it off of you. You're stuck with it. That's it. You're saved. Now, are you saved as a bride and you go before the tribulation of those days? Or are you saved as a saint? Are you going to go through some of that tribulation? I don't know. But are you saved from the lake of fire? What are we saved from? We're not saved from being a saint. We're not saved from that. We're really not even supposed to be here arguing with saints saying, hey, you should cast off all those works so that you can be a bride. That's not our job. That's not what the Bible even remotely says. The Bible says, go to the people who haven't heard this, preach into all the world. Those who have not heard this message. Now, once they hear the message, will they do that, accept the Lord, and recognize that they are sinners in need of a Savior? Yeah, I'm not praying about my pets. They're my wife's pets anyway. They're just a mess, in my opinion. I've never had to clean up so much. Not a big... I like my cat, Tick. We found her in the attic down in Orlando. And so I named her Tick. And she's an outside. You wouldn't want to let her in the house. Cat's wild. So let's see here. Trying to find. We're still on the pets. Get off the pets. Sorry about the pets. There are going to be animals in heaven because it clearly says a child will lay down with a lion and not worry, and lambs will lay with lions. Everything will be cool. That's in heaven, So there's going to be animals there. Is it going to be my wife's little crap machine? This dog just makes a mess everywhere. I don't know. I don't know if that animal will be there, but there'll be an animal like it there, I would imagine, and it won't make a mess. No, I don't. I don't want the dog in tribulation. Oh my goodness. I am not trying to put her dog through tribulation. Not at all. Yeah, I like Tick. I love Tick. She's insane. If I pet her at all, she bites me and scratches me, so she's an outside animal. But she loves me every time I feed her food, so we're buddies. She's my kind of animal. She is not needy at all. Let's see here. So, yeah, I mean, whatever makes it through the millennium, Brenda Weltner just had a video, and I kind of agree with her in that if you died without Christ at some point over the last 2,000 years, you will be resurrected to go into the millennium so that you can make that choice for Christ. Because remember, at the end of the millennium, God's going to take this planet and heaven. So heaven was created to house the angels. The angels can't live outside of heaven. God existed outside of everything. He made heaven, so the angels had a place to be. He also made earth for humans to have a place to be. He created us in his image, which infuriated Satan to no ends. It made him so mad. He was the most beautiful angel. But then he finds out God creates this human and gives him this image of himself, and he was so furious over that. He lost his mind over that fact. And what does he do? He buys his time. 7 days later, in the 8th month, and the 2nd month and 17th day, the day the flood started, he convinces Eve, and it's always by pride. Every single time it's by pride. We fall by pride. That's why I say very clearly, there will be no pride in heaven. I won't be there going, yeah, I'm the repo man and I got all these people saved. I didn't do anything. None of us have done anything. I've only come on here to tell you what I know in the hopes that you will make the same wonderful decision that I made years ago, a long time ago. And you make that decision, and it changed my life. It will change your life as well. Yes, people, I believe, will get a second chance. They didn't hear about Christ. They just didn't hear about him. They go into the millennium. The only thing I don't agree with on Brenda is the 3.5 year tribulation instead of the 7. Daniel's 70th week is pretty abundantly clear, and I don't think Jesus burned up 3.5 years of it for his ministry. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's very wrong. She loves Jesus. I don't think she's very wrong, but she has studied tribulation or Revelation much more than I ever have. And most of what she says sits very well with my spirit. Some of it, And who cares if she's 3.5 years or 7 years? That's not going to be something that is detrimental to the bride or the saints or the Jew. You did miss it. What's the significance of the 24th? The significance of the 24th is this is the day that Noah entered the ark. For in yet 7 days I will enter the ark, Noah. For in yet 7 days I will flood the earth. Noah entered the ark and the host of all the animals, and they were all just babies. They were not fully grown animals. They would never fit into the ark. The birds were, except for the ones the pigeon and the the raven, the dove and the raven, were already full grown, but the everything else was just eggs, and I think God kept them at that age the entire time they were on that ark. I don't think that they 1 year any animal would completely fully grow. How would you be able to, just think about the amount of food you'd have to have. So no, they were just tiny, and they stayed tiny until they got off that ark. And I don't know if they supernaturally became full grown immediately, or if they just stayed tiny and went out into the world and multiplied. I don't know. Let's see here. No dinosaur eggs. I believe the dinosaurs, all those huge animals, were Satan and his fallen angels creating their own image of what they wanted, and I think that's what they were doing. I think that they created, just like the Nephilim. They find the bones all the time. They're 10 feet, 15, 20 feet tall. They're huge, and you know that it's accurate because they found this sword not too long ago that was like taller than me. You know what kind of a man it would take to carry that thing? Huge. And they find footprints in the clay that have been there for a couple thousand years since the flood. 4,000 years ago, I think 4,344 years ago was the flood. They find all these things, and so I think they did the same. I think they did it to all of nature, not just humans. I think they did it to all of nature. That's why you have mermaids spoken of, Bigfoot. You have all these things, and they corrupted the DNA of everything that God created. Let's see. Damascus, yeah. Could that be our signal the moment Damascus is blowing up? Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know how to apply that. I believe it's 7 years, but the Gentiles have been treading in Israel currently for longer than that, because they are in control of the Dome of the Rock. So they've been treading that area for a long time, a lot more than 3.5 years or 42 months. So that would apply to something else that we haven't quite seen yet. My calendar's right. You're right, all the other calendars are off, but mine's right. You're never going to know when he's coming. The calendars are all off. Look, like I said, God said, hold my beer. I got this. You guys have, had the reins of this calendar thing for so long, but here we come. And guess what? Israel was attacked on Shemini Atzeret on October the 7th. That happened. It didn't make that happen. It just lands perfectly on this timeline. And then we'll see what happens on the 20th. Then we had the 14th, that we had the eclipse, and then we'll see if we get some kind of a 3.5 day warning on the 21st. I think you could almost do 84 hours from whatever happens on the 21st. If nothing happens, then I will be totally confused, honestly. No, I'm still sniffly, Kaylin. Whatever this is, it just will not go away. I don't feel bad. My whole head's always stuffy and sneezing all the time. It's weird. I've never been like this before. I have heard that October the 29th is the last day of summer. Summer has ended, and we are not saved. So that might be a verse speaking to the saints. So, no, let's see here. Yeah, though, I think, just like you just said, I think all animals will be there. I just don't think that there's just no such thing as a rapture for an animal. It just doesn't exist. It's not written anywhere in the Bible. There's going to be animals there, but Fido is it's not gonna be raptured next to you. You'll I think God purposely made them live, could be mold, maybe. I don't know, his house doesn't have mold in it, so. But I think that, we've been taught, just in the way things go, an animal, 1 year to a human is 7 years to an animal. So my wife's little, what is that? I don't even know what, it's a little tiny thing, and it's just ornery. I mean, it doesn't bite me or anything, but it's just, anyway, she loves the thing, and her name's Nala. Her name's Nala. And I will be so pissed off if she gets raptured. I will be so mad. I don't want that thing in my house. She's in there barking at nothing right now. Maybe, yeah, and so I think we get that image from the fact that, by the time the pet's, 9-10 years old, it dies, what about my other pets that have already died? Are they going to be, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, I hope Pinky is. She was an awesome dog. She was a pit bull. She lived, 15 years? She lived for a long time. No, I'm not allergic to the pets. I'm allergic to, I think I'm allergic to work. I don't want to work anymore. I'm allergic to getting old. Yeah, harpazo and rapturo mean the same thing. Catch up. It means, all three mean the same thing. It's just a different translation. That's all it is. There is a lot not written in the Bible. That's how I know the animals were all tiny. I found it in the book of Enoch. And then when you read the Bible, see, I have to find it in the Bible. It must say something about this in the Bible. And Noah took 2 of every single kind of animal, and they entered the ark. Do the math on that. Do the math on a giraffe, on an elephant, on a rhinoceros. Do the math on all of that, and then do the math on the size of that ark and tell me, will they fit in there? But if the giraffe is this tall and it's a baby, or if the rhinoceros is this tiny and it's a baby, yeah, then it works. So when the book of Enoch says they were all tiny baby animals, none of them were grown. As a matter of fact, it tells a story that the mother of this lion, the lioness, brought her 2 cubs to the ark, and the cubs actually attacked her to get her away. There's another story in there where as soon as the ark door was shut and it started raining, where Noah got an opportunity, which I thought was cool, to say, because they started knocking on there, okay, we believe now, let us in. He's like, oh, now you believe. Now it starts raining for the first time that we've ever seen rain, and now you believe, and now you want to come in. This is a rare, unique opportunity, so I don't know if that's something we'll get, or if that's just something that will naturally happen to the people outside, where they're like, they left and they were right and we were wrong. And so you see this, what happens is, because it wouldn't be much for them to start tearing the ark apart from the outside. They're Nephilim, they're huge, but these lions and all these huge animals, the rhinoceroses and the giraffes, all of them actually attack these people that are trying to get into the ark now. And that's how come they didn't damage the ark before it started to rise up and they had all drowned. You'll find that in the book of Enoch. But you would ask yourself that, right? When you read the Bible, you would say, well, wait a minute. You have Nephilim. These people are 15, and they have swords that are taller than I am. What would stop them from hacking the wood and making a hole? Why wouldn't they do that? Well, the book of Enoch explains why that didn't happen, where we get an image of what did happen, and that's all we need for faith. That's all we need. But you also get the full story out of Enoch, and it coincides, or it matches up, or it sits well. Then you know that's what in fact did happen. Age of accountability. So many people, I don't know. Some people, I don't know. I saw you snicker. They were 20. It was 20 and older, so they were 19 years old. They had to be 19 or under to cross. Not that 19 and under born outside of Egypt. I think everybody that was born in Egypt had died, and everyone born in the previous 19 years were the ones allowed to go across, I believe is what it says. So is the age of accountability 19, almost 20? Is it 14, like the bar mitzvah, where a young boy becomes a man at the age of 14? Is it when you see these 10-year-olds walking around? They're actually pretty scary, young people, and are they accountable at the age of 10? And I don't know which one to go with on that at all. Yeah, 20 years old. It might be. This is the Enoch calendar. Charles over the Sword of God is saying that. I haven't watched his videos in quite some time. But I think everyone, when they try to use the Enoch, they start the year on the equinox. We're not children of the night, we're children of the day. We start on the equilux, which literally means equal day. And I showed you before, you can go into time and date. 200 years ago, you can only go back 200 years because they changed the calendar by 10 days. It's on the 16th, and if you go forward 600 years, that's an 800-year time span. You'll see the sun has moved half a constellation in those 800 years, but you'll see the day of equal parts never changes. And I think it's just like God. He doesn't change. He's the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow. And I think the day of equal parts will always be on March 16th, forever. Oh, so Cool Cat read that. What was the age, Christina? Was it 20? It might have been 20. He's very biblically knowledgeable. My studies have been geared more towards when the events happened exactly and how they landed, and that's been my study for quite some time. Yeah. So the bride, I believe, and the saints too, you might be right, believe we're all going to be 33. I was pretty strong at 33. I'm okay with being 33. Let's see. So Grace, yes, I won't look 60 or almost 60. I'm not 60. I'm turning 59 here shortly. I won't look this old. I won't have that. I will be 33 again. And I look pretty good at 33. Just saying. Yeah, we'll all be strapping, strong. I think that every muscle in your body will be formed perfectly under your skin. That will be just perfect. I think so, yes. Yeah, God's not cruel, but remember one thing. God is also the judge. Yep, 33. I like that. No wrinkles. Yeah, no crow's feet. I like that too. Under 20 is the age of accountability. We're not talking about how old you'll be when you get into heaven. That's funny. You just turned 33. You're stuck at that age forever. Now, do you prefer, I don't recall, it's been so long, do you prefer your physical self at 33 or at 20? I know 20-year-olds are, but I think mentally we're more capable at the age of 33. And then remember, I think that our bodies are going to be just cut. We're going to be cut. We're going to be, perfect. I don't want to be any taller because I can't ride my Busa at 160 miles an hour if I'm much taller. Don't want to be too much taller than, and I'm 5'11 and a half. I miss 6 foot by about a half an inch. I don't want to be 6 foot tall or 6'4" like Commander Kelly is. What is that? He's like a Nephilim. Has anybody checked into that to see if Commander Kelly's part Nephilim? I'm just saying. 33 sounds good to me. Yeah, when you're almost 60, 33 sounds awesome. But if you're 20, 24 and you get there, he's like, but I'm 24. I want to be 33. You know, you're going to be 24 when you get there. You're going to grow until you're 33, and then it'll stop. And we'll all have the same birthday. Every single one of the bride on our birthday. And that's why I said all 7 feasts are done. They're done. They're over with. They're gone. They ended the day Israel got attacked. They're over with. But I think that there is another appointed time, another feast day that we haven't seen yet. And I think we're going to see that on the Rapture Day. I think that's our new birthday. Let's see. The 24th is United Nations Day. Yay! 6'3". I'm sorry. You can't ride Busa in heaven. You're too tall. No, he's Nephilim. He's not American Indian. He's definitely Nephilim. Not full Nephilim because he's not 10 foot tall, but 6'4". That's. I don't even want to meet the guy. It's just too tall. Let's see. Like 50 to 33 sounds great. Yeah, anybody that's over. If you're 20 years old and you get raptured, and 20 is the age of accountability, I think that you're going to go there as a 20-year-old, and I think for 13 years you will grow and develop into a 33-year-old, and then your age will stop at that age. Honestly, I don't think you're just going to become 33. And don't worry about being 33 because at the age of 20 you haven't developed all the muscles that you do when you reach the age of 30. By the time you reach 30, you thicken out and develop more muscles than you ever would at the age of 20. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He worked out, but he didn't look like he did until he was in his 30s. You will not be a janitor. If you are a bride, you will either be a king or you will be a priest in heaven. If you are a saint, then you will be one of the soldiers for the bride or the king. For the king or the priest. Yeah, you guys are too tall. 6'3". What is that? Who's that tall? I like living in Florida. A very high Latin influx here. I'm a giant here in Florida. But sitting on my boots, I can reach the ground. I'm good with that. Now, let's not tease Cool Cat too hard. I don't know how strong his feelings are. I'm pretty thick-skinned. You really can't affect me until you start talking about burning my timeline. What is that? Who does that? Who says stuff like that? I get all those. He needs those sliver moon shekels because I'm going to win. I'm going to get those sliver moon shekels. The moon has nothing to do. You know what the moon is for? It's for the eclipses. It's for it happening on the 14th, exactly 7 days after Israel was attacked. It's a harbinger, a warning of things. I even said that when I said, the rapture might be on the 14th, but then again, it might not be because this eclipse is kind of a warning for things to come. And what would make sense about being raptured on the 14th, although I wanted it to happen? But 7 days later, on the 21st, maybe the 21st is a huge warning for something 3.5 days later, 84 hours later, on the 24th, the 24th being when Noah went into the ark. Let's see. Yeah, this is what we do. We just sit here and try to figure it out. We're not God. We're just trying to figure this out. We're trying to understand. And this is our dream. We're in the back seat, kicking the back seat. Well, are we there yet? Are we there yet? But we don't, for some reason, we don't seem to lose hope. We just keep on hoping for that next date that comes up. And honestly, it could be now. It could be any second. It doesn't have to wait until the 21st or the 24th. But I have this crazy feeling it's going to. To me, it's got to happen here before. If it doesn't happen when Noah goes into that ark on the 24th, I'm going to be completely confused. Yeah, rapture. I think that there's a warning on the 21st, but it might be the rapture. The warning might be for the saints that they need to get into that ark. I don't know. Yeah, I told Cool Cat, don't jump off that shed. I know you're 6'4", part Nephilim, but if you jump off that shed, you might break a leg because I think he just turned 57 or 58. I don't know. He's a young kid, stronger than I am, but wouldn't want to see him break something, twist an ankle. So I said, stay off the shed, because he really was all in on the trumpets, or the trumpets being moved down to, where was trumpets moved down to? I forgot. Sukkot, Tabernacles. It was moved down to Tabernacles. So he was all in on that. You know, I've been all in on dates before myself. I said this had to be it, but now from all the work that others have done, we know that 2023 is it anyway. Israel was attacked exactly 50 years later earlier on October the 6th. That was a Jubilee year. This is 50 years later. It's a Jubilee year. Yeah, you're not going to make it to 50, but you'll be 33. And we're all going to have this birthday. We're all going to come celebrate. It'll be the 8th feast. And it'll happen Tabernacles, in fact, happened on October the 7th. If we leave on the 24th, how many more days is that? 7th, 24th, that'd be 17 days. I guess that's kind of cool. 17 days after Tabernacles, after Jesus is named and circumcised, we go, like, that'll be our 8th feast 17 days later. 17 kind of matches, right? No, the animals are not pictures of a rapture. They go through tribulation. Being sealed inside that ark, Noah took on all 3 roles. He was the bride when he went into the ark. He became the saint when that ark door was shut, and he went through tribulation. And 1 year and 10 days later, he became a millennial saint when that door opened and he came out into a completely wiped clean world. So, no, being the animals in the ark means they go through tribulation. It's actually defining that the animals will go through tribulation by virtue of that. When he went into the ark, though, a bunch of animals went in with him. That's when they loaded up. It's on the 24th. So there's your argument. Not that they went through it, but that they went into that ark on that first day. So we'll see. I'm not opposed to it, as long as her little Nala doesn't go. I'm not opposed to it at all. As long as Pinky's there and not Nala, I'm all right. What's that? What do I agree with? I didn't see what the question was. Even at 1 minute, this thing's moving pretty fast. So it technically, for the Hebrew calendar, it already turned 50. What is it? 57. I don't even remember the numbers now. It already turned. It happened on Tabernacles, because it moved 10 days. But they blew the trumpets in Tabernacles to start the new Hebrew year. It's already started. 11 days from now? Is that the 31st? 11 days from now? Yeah, that's about it right there. That's, I think, when the tribulation begins. I think it's moments. Brenda Weltler says, in her argument is this, that we're going to be changed, and we're going to stay here for 7 days. No airplanes are going to crash. There won't be car crashes. Houses won't be burning to the ground because the owner was cooking an egg and he was raptured, and so his house caught on fire. She says that none of that's going to happen. That we're just going to be standing here 1 second, and the next second we get these brand new bodies, and that we stay here for 7 days, and then on the 8th day we go. I think what I think she's seeing, if I were going to try to understand because she's seeing it in the Bible, but what I think she's seeing is that we're going to be changed and caught up directly with the dead in Christ. They're going to go up, and then we're going to go. They go first. That was their promise. And then we follow right after them. But I think what she's seeing is in Seal 6, the great multitude that happens. And I think it goes on 7 days later. I think, like I said, Noah takes on all 3 roles. I think that we go perhaps on the 24th. I'm not going to solidify that or write it in concrete, because I don't want to give any false impressions. But I think that's a good logical day for us to be raptured. And then we go, and then 7 days they're going to see us go. They will see us go, just like Elisha saw Elisha go. And then 7 days later, I think they're going. I think they're going on October the 31st, when that ark door is slammed shut, when heaven closes. And remember, when heaven closes, that's it. There's nobody else going. It's over with. That's it. Does that happen on this October 31st? Next year's October 31st. The year after that's October 31st. I don't know, but I think that's what she's seeing in those 7 days when we're changed and we walk around here. I think we're raptured out, but I think the saints will still be here. How long would it take somebody when they see that rapture occur for them to drop to their knees and realize they'd messed up? Seconds. It will take them seconds. Everyone who laughed that you told about this, and I've told so many people, they're like, okay, the Bible says you can't know. And I'm like, I know, it says what you want it to say, and you're not going to take 5 seconds out of your busy schedule to try to study it for yourself to see if that's an accurate concept or not. Because you read Matthew 24:36 and you think that it applies to a rapture. There's no rapture verbiage in there anywhere. It doesn't exist in there. You know, I got a piece of glitter on me from work. It doesn't exist in there. It's not talking about the rapture. It's talking about another day. What other day is it? Could it be the end of the millennium? Could it be the beginning of the millennium? Could it be when the saints are raptured? I don't know. But it's not talking about the rapture. There's only one rapture. No more than one rapture. After that, they are gatherings. They are going to gather the saints and take them to heaven. And then that door is shut. And then maybe tribulation begins on November the 11th. Maybe that's why everybody's seen 11:11, saying, hey, this is when the tribulation begins. And as a matter of fact, I think that's what 11:11 means, is judgment is coming. And that would be, you know, a decent date for that to begin. We go on the 24th when the ark doors, when Noah goes and sits at the entrance of the ark. They go on the 31st. 7 days later, 8 days later, when the flood begins, the door is shut. Now heaven is shut. Nobody else can get in there. The Jews aren't going to heaven. The millennial saints aren't going to heaven. They're going to go through 1,000 years, and then they're going to see the holy city setting down here on earth. God is coming to them. We're going to God. God is coming to them at the end. Your dogs are not as important to you as your salvation. Don't put that much investment in your dogs. Think more about your salvation. God will take care of the rest. Trust me, when you get to heaven and God says that it'll be greater than you could possibly imagine, there isn't going to be a single one of us getting there going, man, I miss my dog. I wish I had my dog here. It's not going to happen. So if I would imagine that, you know, maybe you have one wonderful dog here, but when you get there you'll have 10. It'll be better than you thought, and then we'll be making a mess all over your carpets in your house. It does say that, yeah. And Twinkle and I were here for a week. That's what she says. I don't 100% agree with that. I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't think we're going to walk around here for 7 days. I just think they're going to see us go. I didn't see Elisha walking around for 7 days with Elisha. I just saw him go. Let's see here. Anything else? It's hard to talk and read at the same time. God's created creatures, the animals, do not have spirits. They do not have an eternal spirit. As much as you want your animal to be that close, it can't speak to you, and it does not have a spirit. The animal thing is like really huge for people. You know, I get it. Supernatural by Design. I love his Jarrett. I love his videos. He just came out with a really good one here recently. I watch so much stuff trying to see if somebody can give me a nugget, a kernel of information that I can go research and find out something on my own. Let's see here. There will be a planet full of tribulation saints. Your animals will not starve. One will go and one will stay. Somebody will be here to turn the eggs off on the stove. They're not going to burn the house down. Did you know that American Airlines will not allow 2 Christians to sit in the front of the plane? They won't. It's against their rules. They have to have, if you say I'm a Christian, they will have somebody sit next to you that does not believe in Jesus. just for that event. They believe in the rapture, and they think it could happen, but they don't want that plane coming down with all those people on board, so they will put one of each in the seat. You can be a Christian and fly for them. You just can't have a Christian sitting next to you. If 11:11 means destruction, then that might be when the tribulation begins. The day that Noah leaves the ark. That might be when it starts. Still on the pets. Please focus this hard on Jesus and not so much on the pets. Focus on Jesus, the one you actually want. You don't want to get there and find out your pet saved you. Jesus saved you. Because Jesus was 33. He was 33 years old and 33 years and 182 days old when he went to the cross. Exactly. 33 years, 182 days. Did I start this 84 minutes ago? I see what you did there, Sandy. 84 is super important. That's how old the... remember the woman that was in the temple giving everything she had, any money she had, she was giving it to the temple. Does it matter that those rich priests were taking that money and spending it however they wanted on extravagant clothing and walking around like, you owe me, I'm better than you because I have all this money that you gave me? You know? No, it mattered that she was giving it. Her right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing. She was just giving, and she was 84 years old. She was not 84 years old. She was a widower for 84 years, and that's the same amount of time it takes Uranus, to make one circuit around the sun. The flat Uranus around the sun. The flat sun. I wasn't watching Commander K. I just found him, and I have done nothing but promote his channel because I love his message. I think everybody should subscribe to him. He's just so biblically smart, and he can pull verses out of the air and know where everything lands. He's a computer. He does a really good job. Harpazo Airlines. Let's see here. Alrighty. Oh, Rapture ready. I didn't see you in here. You going out for church service? I hope it's a good church that teaches end times and it just doesn't tell you to have a bunch of silly focal points. I know, right? I will never be mature enough not to laugh at the name of that planet. That's why I say Uranus, and people are like, I hate it when you say it like that. I don't want to say Uranus. I am such a kid, so I have to giggle every time I say it the wrong or the right way. Just a kid at heart. Let's see here. Okay, animals. Stop with the animals. Let's start with Jesus. Maybe if you love Jesus as much as the animals, he'll bring your animals. That was mean. I didn't mean to be mean. But it's true. Love Jesus as much as your animals and he'll bring your animals. I don't see why not. It doesn't say that they're not going, so I don't see why not, but I wouldn't invest that much thought into that, honestly. They might all go there. I hope Pinky's there. I really love that pit bull. It's a really good dog. Hi Squillo, how are you? Oh, you're from Canada. Cool. Up there with Aaron. Let's see. Is Rebecca B, is she the one that says Jesus was created? I don't subscribe to her for some reason. I have to either I did subscribe to her and I stopped because she said Jesus was created, and then I stopped. I won't subscribe to anybody that says that, or I'm wrong and it's completely something different, somebody different. Does Rebecca B believe that that Jesus was created, or does she believe he's God Almighty and he was the creator? God's Lounge Down Under. How you doing, man? I love your videos too. Short, sweet, to the point. No, don't leave your pet food containers open. Your pets are food. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Rapture Ready. Appreciate it. Yeah, God does have an amazing sense of humor. Look, well, why are you talking about her? She believes crazy stuff. Yeah, oh, she denounced it. Yeah, there was some reason. I thought I would subscribe to her, and then whenever I see somebody not give Jesus the glory that he deserves, which he is God Almighty. Okay. All right, I won't think that. You know, I'm mostly joking, right? I'm not being serious. I really don't know if the pets are going or not. I just wanted to see if I could get away with saying that your pets are food for the saints, like Commander Kelly does. I don't think I can get away with that. He gets away with saying that, and I'm like, how do you get away with saying that? And he'll have 1,000 people in there watching him. Everybody's there laughing. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm like, if I said that, look, I just went down 50. I went from 800 to 50 viewers because I said pets are food. It's that easy to get rid of people. Rebecca believes the Trinity is see, that's why I don't subscribe to her. I won't put up with that. I won't subscribe to that. And I don't want to badmouth Rebecca because I really don't know her, and I don't know why she's saying that. I don't even want to get onto the conversation of degrading any other channel. She has subscribers, and they're about to see who Jesus really is. They're about to find out who Jesus Christ, God Almighty, came here, wrapped himself in flesh, gave up his rightful position at the right hand of the Father, and Mike, you ruined dinosaurs for my kids. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ he's the creator. The Bible clearly says that he created everything. Everything. He created it. So, he's God. There was this beautiful triune love relationship where they were so happy together, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. They were just all together. There was no heaven, there was no earth, there was nothing. He doesn't need anything. And then one day he decided to share that love with us, and he created us in his image. Yes, as old as I'm getting, I am in the image of God. I hope it looks better than this. But we're going to be in heaven, you know. We're going to be in heaven, and we're going to be changed. And my teeth will be straight. My hair will be full. Look at that. I'm losing all my hair. It's so sad. 2 on sub over a joke. The Bone Wars, dinosaurs was such a scam. It's not a scam. They found the bones. They were Nephilim. They had Nephilim DNA. You see that little lizard that comes in your door and you have to pick him up by his tail and his tail falls off? That is a T-Rex. They changed its DNA into what you see. You see us? You see those bones they find of the Nephilim that are 15 feet tall? That's us. They changed the DNA to create that. Every single animal that you find, you will find that it is related in some way to some of the original animals that were on that ark. And so that's what they did. Satan did not just corrupt the DNA of humans to make the Nephilim. Nephilim encompasses all of creation, and it goes throughout all of the creation. That's why you have mermaids and stuff. They did that to fish, and they turned them into half human, half fish. They did all this stuff, and God looked down and he's like, wow, look what they did to my creation. And that's why he created the flood. He got rid of all of that. They're all gone except for the mermaids. I think they're still out there. I hear about them every now and again. Yeah, Book of Job, dinosaurs are called, what are they called? Huge beasts. I forget what they're called. Dragons or something like that, I think. Cool Cat's in. Yeah, Cool Cat. I know you're a Nephilim. 6'4". What are you trying to hide from us? 6'4", part Nephilim. Don't worry though, you're still saved. It's okay. It's not your fault. Don't jump off any sheds. You're going to heaven. Cool Cat's never in here. I'm always in his messing around. He's never here. What does he do? I think he's retired. He plays golf. Who plays golf? Oh, I didn't lose any any viewers over that comment. I don't play golf. We're going home in spring. Yes, no. We're going home before spring. Dragons, there you go. Behemoth, dragons. Yeah, they have. They found a complete. They see them over in the. We see them all the time. The complete skeletons. They didn't die millions of years ago either. They died at the flood a few thousand years ago. 4'10". When you get to heaven, do you want to be 4'10"? I'm going to miss that answer, but I want to see that answer. Do you still want to be 4'10" in heaven? 6'7". Nephilim. Wow, that's tall. You're schizophrenic, brother. What? Yeah, he's going to make a video on tongues. The tongue talkers. He calls them tongue talkers. Look, the Bible's super clear. Talking in tongues. There will always be, before God sends a message to, let's say you're in a church and you're preaching, and there's one person in there that doesn't understand what you're saying. The preacher will, out of nowhere, gain an ability to speak in that person's tongue for a moment or for a time, but that one person will understand them. There's not going to be, yeah, my subscribers did go down by 15. There's some golf players in here. I knew it. There will not, and he's going to make a video on that. I agree with him. It's just not going to be blah, 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 and then somehow somebody says, oh, I know what he said. It's a different life. I'm fluent in Spanish. Yo sí se puede hablar en español. Vamos a ver un video en español. Y ese momento adelante me voy a hablar en castellano. Me aprender mi español con los cubanos en Miami y también con los mexicanos en California. Entonces, mi lengua es un mixar de cubano y mexicano. Yeah, I just spoke in tongues. Cool Cat didn't understand it, so he's going to think I'm possessed. Yeah, so many people are hung up on so many weird notions, you know, and they'll say it out loud. They'll say it. If my animals don't go to heaven, I don't want to go. If the earth isn't flat, you're not saved. If you don't think the earth is flat, then you're not saved. If you don't speak in tongues, then you're not saved. These are just horrible things, and they are not true. That's all Greek to me. There's somebody in here that understood what I said. So it's not edifying. I don't speak Spanish, but there's some. There we go. Mezolin. Dios te bendigas. I don't even understand that. Bendigas? Bendigas. Yeah, there's some words I don't know. I don't know. He's never invited me on a live stream. He knows that I would. He would outdo me on where biblical stuff is, but I would outdo him on the timeline. The timeline would take him out. I wouldn't want. He's an awesome guy. I'd love to do something with him. We just have a different way of looking at things. Let's see here. I have. Truth, self-evident. I've had that. I've actually had them say that in the comment section. I've heard that they've said that in my comment section to other people, and it's the most ruthless thing I've ever heard them say. And they say, if you think the earth is flat, if you don't know that the earth is flat because God made it his footstool. I mean, I could put my foot on this. I wouldn't want to put my foot anywhere on this because I'd kill a bunch of people if I did. But This is my footstool. I'm in control of it. I can move it around. It's my foot, just like God could do to our planet. So, yeah, that is a comment that I've actually heard them say, and that's why when you get into the flat Earth, if that's your Jesus and that's your Savior, by knowing that the Earth is flat and not round, then yeah, you've made a huge error, and you will be. I'm not going to do what Commander Kelly does. He's like, if you think that, then you're probably not saved. I don't want to say that because I don't have any idea who's saved or who's not saved. But no, I've heard several people say that. I've heard actually several people say that the Earth is flat. Yeah, Ricardo Garcia believes that it's flat as well, and I've actually heard Ricardo Garcia make this statement that your salvation is in question if you don't think it's flat, and I don't agree with that. Look, if you think the Earth is flat, and there's just a bunch of fireflies up there on the black sky, and they're what you think are stars are just actually fireflies. I always thought there were big balls of gas burning billions of miles away, but they might just be fireflies stuck up there on that bluish black thing. And if you do, but you know that the blood of Christ is your only way to get stuck onto the flypaper up there with all the other fireflies, then it's okay, because you know the blood of Christ is what will get you up there. So I'm joking, of course. I'm being tongue-in-cheek about all that. I do believe the Earth is round. But I don't tell you if you don't think it's round, you're not saved. That's the silliest thing ever. And I would never want to hear that if I don't believe it's flat, then I'm not saved. The blood of Christ is what saves us, not the shape of our planet by any means. RGWV, you're lying. You're lying to everybody right now. You cannot state that you've been in an airplane 61,000 feet in the air and seen that the Earth is round, because we all know it's flat. There's no way. You're part of that conspiracy that is trying to make us all believe that it's round when it's actually flat. I know that. I know there's no way you saw that. 61,000, that's way up there too. I believe it's flat, but I am saved. I don't say that you have to believe it's. There you go. There you go. That's all. That's it. That's it. Saved by the blood of Christ. Not a flat earth. Never say that. Yeah, Cool Cat loves to stir things up, but he's so good at it. He's actually so good at it. So, anyway, we've been here for a minute. Does anybody have a question, or you want to wrap this up? Time to get ready for work. Sun is rising. No, the sun is going down. The earth is flat. The sun cannot be rising where you are. It's actually going down right now. So there's another part of the conspiracy. It's impossible. The guy from the channel God's Land Down Under, the YouTube channel God's Land Down Under, he can see Ursa Minor just like we can. He's lying that he says he can't. Thank you, Rapture friend. Appreciate that. And we can see the Southern Cross just as well as God's Land Down Under, although I've never seen it, but they must be hiding it from me, because if the earth was flat, I'd be able to see that cross. So I'm being the institutions are lying to me. Yes, November the 11th, Noah left the ark, new beginning. He stepped onto a brave new world with no Nephilim anywhere, no sinners. He brought sin into the new world almost immediately. Pray for your son Michael to be saved. Amen. There are prayer warriors out there. Pray for Michael, her son, to be saved. The Borg Cube. When are we going? I did this so many times. We are going, I think we're going to see something on the 21st, and I think we might be going on. There's God's Land Down Under. No, you're lying, God's land down under. There is no way you can get a picture of the Southern Cross if I can't see it. The earth is flat. I should be able to see the Southern Cross. There's no way you're going to get a picture. It's a lie, all of it. It's impossible. And I know that you could take a picture of Ursa Minor from where you're at. SK, let's go, cool cat. I know you could get a picture of it, but you won't do it because you're part of the machine to hide the fact that the earth is flat. You're part of all that. I would like to be saved. CH, would everybody pray for a moment for CH? I would like to be saved. That is why we are here. We are here for CH. That's why I do this, for CH. We might have fun on here, joke about flat and round and all that stuff, but that's why I do this, because there's somebody that wants to be saved. And it is as simple. It is a simple gift. And all you have to do is accept the Lord into your heart. He is offering you a free gift. He did it all on the cross. It's over with. There's nothing else to do. Pray to God. Come to Him with nothing. You have nothing to offer. None of us did when we came to Him. And accept Him. Just say, Lord, please come into my heart, and then you will be indwelled by the Holy Spirit. And where the Holy Spirit is, nothing else can be. And that will save you. That is what saves you. Jesus is what saves us. The blood of Christ. I love seeing that. That's why I'm here. That's the only reason I'm here. Glasses. Mr. Down Under. There you go. Do that, CH. I would love to see you in heaven. I would so love to see you in heaven. And it's about to happen. It is about to happen. And remember the story in the Bible. This guy has a field, right? He has a huge acres upon acres field, but he has to get all the product. I don't know if it was grapes or what it was, but he has to get it all picked and brought into the store, into the barn. And so he goes into town and he hires 10 people, let's say. They come in, and at 9 a.m. or 6 a.m., he hires 10 people. They go out into the field and they're picking, and he realizes, hey, they're never going to get this done. He goes back into town and he says to the first 10 people, he says, I'm going to pay you $1. And that's back then, $1 was good money. I'm going to pay you $1 to pick this whole field. Well, they couldn't get it done. So he went back into town at 9. He got 10 more people and he told them, I will pay you $1 to help finish picking this field. Noon, he realizes they're not going to get it done either. He goes back into town, gets another 10 people, offers them $1, and they started picking. He did this until 3 o'clock in the afternoon when he was finished, and then he left them all out there. They finally brought it all in. By 6 o'clock, they all showed up. The first group is there with the last group. The last group only worked 3 hours. The first group worked, 9 hours, right? Or 12 hours. No, 9 hours. 12 hours. It doesn't matter. And everybody's there, and he gives the first group $1, and he gives the last group $1. The first group grumbled. Why? They only worked 3 hours, but I worked 12. How fair is it that they get it all? And he says, we had an agreement, and that agreement was that for $1, you would work in that field until the field got picked. You did work in that field until the field got picked. And the second group said the same thing. Why does the last group get $1 when I worked 9 hours out there? He said, we had a deal. You worked. So for you, was it CW? I forget what the name was. The one who just wants to be saved now. It doesn't matter when you got saved. Don't ever think that because I got saved 100 years ago that, or when I was younger, it wasn't 100 years ago. I'm not 100 yet. But don't think that your salvation counts any less, or that there's anything wrong with you now coming in. And none of us will ever show up in heaven. God says this as a parable, as like how it's going to happen. We are not going to be upset that you are brought into the brideship at the last moment. As a matter of fact, we're looking forward to you because Jesus, remember, leaves the 99 to go get the one. The one is the bride. The 99 he leaves are the saints. He goes to get the bride. If you have just accepted the Lord and you are now saved and the Holy Spirit's indwelt inside of you and you just came in and the rapture's in a few days, and I've been doing this for, what was it? I made my walk in 92. I think it was November 20th, 1990. I don't remember exactly when, but God had already started stirring in my heart. The fact that you came in here now, CH, thank you. The fact that you came in here now, God's already been stirring in your heart. It wasn't me that did anything. I'm irrelevant. The fact that you came in here to ask that you wanted to be saved is Jesus. It's the Holy Spirit working in you to move you to do this. And so after that, we get into heaven. You're every bit as important as your brand new, being a brand new Christian, as I think, well, I don't think, but as many think that they are because they've been a Christian for so long. You're every bit as important as everyone else. You're welcome. CH, I'm so blessed that you just did that. For me, that's why I'm here. All the other stuff, we're joking and playing around. Mostly I'm talking to Christians. I'm talking to a lot of saints. I'm talking to a lot of the bride. But when I see a brand new one come in here, that's awesome for me. That's absolutely awesome. Let's see here. Yes, the gospel is simple. Believe on the finished work of Jesus Christ and you shall be saved. That's it. That's so simple. It's that simple. Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen that in the Bible, that it will not happen on a Sabbath or on a feast day. But guess what? The 21st, 21st is a Sabbath, but the 24th isn't. So let's see here. I think this has gone on long enough. Praise Jesus. No, yes, amen. CH is now a Christian. CH is now going to heaven. It's that simple. And people that hear it don't believe it. They feel like, I got to go do something now. CH, you don't have to do anything. The fact is you will, but you don't have to do anything. Oh my goodness. Don't use hold my beer, because that will literally upset every saint out there. They will come unglued when you use the phrase, God said, hold my beer. We've been searching for these dates for so long, so long, and then all of a sudden God says, hold my beer, and Israel is attacked. We have an eclipse, and what if something does happen on the 21st? I'm going to be, whatever it is, is it Damascus? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to be counting the minutes, 84 hours after that. Oh, I'm so glad I did it. If just one person like CH comes in here and does that, I'm going to go back and listen to this and bring a tear to my eye. That's why I'm here. That's the only reason I'm here. I mean, it's good to edify the bride and to warn the saints about what's coming, but to save somebody from here. Can you see that? Oh, you guys can't see that. It's written backwards. Lake of fire. That is where we just saved CH from. We didn't save CH from being a saint. Saints are already saved. They're not going to the lake of fire. They're going through tribulation. But they're not going to the lake of fire. Yeah, we all feel like an alien in this world, CH. And we all want to go home. Yep, 21st is it 21 days after Jesus was born? September? Yeah, it's 21 days after Jesus is born. Yep, you're right. That's awesome, CH. I'm so lucky that you came in here. I feel awesome that you came in here. Let's see here. There's 666 in the live chat. Can we get one more? Wow. Let's see here. Sealed to the day of redemption. That's it. Once you're saved, you are always. Once that blood gets spilled on you, you can't wash that stuff off. You just can't wash it off. Is the sound messed up? I've been on here for a minute. Maybe it's starting to get goofy. Can you hear me? Yep. Now it's hanging on at the 666 for some reason. See, the number 666 is the number of man. All that is saying when we think 666 is Satan's number, it's not. It's the number. Some people left. They're like, all right, I'll just leave so it doesn't say it's 666. I was hoping to get more on here, but how do I get a hold of them to come on here? So it's the number of man. We were created on the sixth day. The number of man is 666. All that is indicating is that the beast or the Antichrist will be a man. That's all it's saying. It's not saying that 666 means Satan's number. It's not. It's the number of man. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, it's 6:59 now. A few people left. 7 people left to save us the embarrassment of being the 666 live chat group. Yeah, I don't think any of us feel like we belong, or none of us really want anything here. All right. Yep, you're stuck, CH. That's it. It's over with. You are now a Christian, and I don't care how hard you try, you can't get that blood off you. If it's genuine, if you really feel that in your heart, that's it. You're stuck. You're going to heaven, kicking and screaming. He's going to drag you up by your feet. No, I don't want to go. Shwink. He's going to pull you right up there. Yeah, neuropathy leaves your body, but you're about to get a whole new body, I think. So, I'm actually Scandinavian. My grandparents did not speak English very well. They came over here because of the nastiness that was going on back in the 1945-ish, and they came to America, and their English was just atrocious. But I think I speak English fairly well. I have a propensity. I've never really I should have, because I really had a propensity when I was younger to learn other languages. I speak a little Tagalog, a little Italian, Portuguese. I have a hard time with that. That is really hard to understand. God's land down under. Yeah, I can see it in you. God's land down under, that you're Scandinavian. Naturally, I'm not built anymore, but naturally kind of built for some reason. Barely had to do anything to stay in good shape. Oh, 153. I think, where does it come in? And this upsets a lot of people when I say it, but I think there's 153 million that are going to be raptured as the bride. And then there's a great multitude that no man can count. I think that's what that number represents, 153 million. 153 days after Jesus was, after the flood began, is when Jesus resurrected also. So, you speak Pig Latin? Yep. I thought there'd be more Latin people in here, but I didn't get a lot of Latin response in here. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that, CH. Yeah. God's been working in you. God's been working in you. You didn't just come here today to do this. He's been working in you. This is just a result of what he has already done. Nobody. John 6:44. No man comes to the Father unless the Father draw him. I love that passage because it reminds me that God started it and God finished it, and I had no control over it. He did it all. July 26th. I don't know what that means. Brother Dana says he's looking at 726. We wait till next year now? Musqueam. I don't know what that means. I can only speak American. That is not a language. American is not a language. I had that happen. I was out working, and it was like, I don't speak Mexican. I'm like, what does that even mean? You mean Mexican is a culture? It's a group of people. It's not a language. They speak Spanish. They don't speak Mexican. Yeah, I know that. I'm talking about when you get there, when you read Revelation, you're going to see that these are kings and priests. The children taken out of here do not count against that 153 million. The 153 million are, you can see it right in Revelation, there are 4 beasts with 6 wings, and I think they said 24 eyes, but it explains who the 24 elders are. They are all of us. And I think it's 153 million because the Bible clearly says it's 10,000 times 10,000 plus thousands upon thousands. So if it was 10,000 times 20,000, it'd be 200 million. If it was 10,000 times 10,000 only, it would be 100 million. But then it adds as thousands and thousands. I really think it's around 144 million, 153 million. I don't know. But these are the priests and kings. 1026. 1026, there's nothing on the timeline for 1026. I wonder what that date comes up. Cool Cat is saying October 28th or 29th, high rapture dates. That's because of the eclipse of the moon, and I don't think we're going to be here for that. Hey Todd Rushton's in here. He has his own YouTube channel. 726 is Harpazo. I don't do anything, any weed. I don't do any drugs. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm already messed up enough, let alone do something like that. Oh, so you have a lot of 7, CH. There you go. And that's what happens, honestly, with the watchers. We start seeing this relationship. People like Gina finds feathers all the time. And then other people see things in the clouds, and it's just God is speaking to each of us in His own way. I know, right? I don't know how I don't know how Cool Cat does a 4 or 5 hour live. The guy's wife is awesome. I'm just waiting to hear mine come home, and then I'm gonna have to jump off. Hey, Peter, Prophetic Watchman 88. Sup, bro? Love you too, man. So I'm not blind. Yeah. Yep. Any questions? I like doing these lives. These are pretty cool. I kind of want to be able to see and hear what people are saying. Prophetic Watchman 88. Peter has his own channel. He's a YouTube as well. Him and his wife actually do theirs together. A lot of times they'll do videos together. 2%, yeah, I did the math on 2% of the population, and it does work out to very close to 153 million, doesn't it? Heaven Bound found a feather. Yeah, I think Gina has, and she said she's from an area where she doesn't see a lot of birds, but she has filled up 3 jars or bowls full of feathers she's been finding these things now for a year and a half. Yay, Peter's gonna make a video soon. Prophetic Watchman 88. Todd Rushton, thank you, Todd. Thank you. Trying to see if there's a topic I can get off on a tangent on. I don't see a topic I can jump off on a tangent. How about dreaming about heaven? Do you guys believe that you can sit back and just imagine what your mansion will look like in heaven and how you'll move around. I had the most amazing dream about this mansion, and I watched it develop from being a completely rundown, I mean, it was a huge building, but it was falling apart, and it was unsafe to even be in it. At first, it was just an open field, and then I found this huge building in there. The grass was so tall I couldn't even see it. That's how tall the grass was. And as I cleaned, the first dream was I was cleaning the property, and I found this huge house. And then, she's mean. She loves me. So then the next time I had the dream, a couple months later, the house was, the property was clear, but the house was still a mess, and I was inside trying to fix the windows and the doors. And then the last dream, the house was done, but the furniture wasn't in place. I'm still waiting for the last dream where everything's in place and ready, or maybe that's when I'm there. But then the mansion, you go outside the front door and you look back, and your mansion's wherever you dreamed it to be. Is it on the river? Is it on the lake? Is it tucked into the crevice of a mountain? Is it cold? Is it snowing? Is it on the ocean, on the beach, wherever it's at? But then when you walk into your house and you go to the back door, there's this huge, it's not like you can see into a mall. You can just see into there. There's nothing that indicates that there's a doorway there. It's just like a huge archway. And then when you walk through, you walk into this mall, and you're literally connected to every other house. You don't have to have a car out by your house, although there will be a Hayabusa sitting out there. I will want to drive over to people's houses that are hundreds of miles away, but you don't have to. You can walk right out that back door and go to the back door of somebody else's house that you were thinking about, and that door will lead to their house. And then when you walk out their front door, you'll be at their house wherever they envision it to be. And that's what I saw. What a dream it was, and I can't get it out of my head. But imagine that's the case. You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to your friend's house. You just literally walk out the back door into his back door, and then boom, you're in their mansion, you know. Commander Kelly, yes, he's going to be such a pest. He's going to be at my mansion nonstop. Hey, Mike, you have a cup of sugar? I'm going to be like, listen, Commander Kelly, this is heaven. You can get sugar anytime. You don't have to keep using sugar as an excuse to come over to visit. You can just say, come over and visit. He's going to be over all the time because my house is high tech, and I've got all the really cool gadgets in my house, and then I've got the booth outside, and I'll probably have a second one. He's Nephilim, part Nephilim, so I'm going to have to get a bigger one for him. You know, it's going to be hard on him to ride, so. But anyway, Repo Man 64. Go to a quiet place. I got to get off here soon. Go ahead. This was fun, and I really appreciate everybody coming in here and chatting. Go to a quiet place by yourself. Nobody needs to know, and you don't need to tell anybody. Accept the Lord into your heart, just like CH did. That's why we're here. That's why I do this. For that, right there. That's the reason. That's the reason. Prophetic Watchman 88 does it. God's Land Down Under does it. That's why Gina stays in taking care of the Discord that we have. She runs it. I hardly ever have time to go in there. She does an amazing job keeping that Discord. Todd Rushton, yeah, him too. Commander Kelly over at Cool Cat. Dr. Barry. Did you see that? Oh, I forgot to send you that. On Facebook, there's a picture of all of them. It was awesome. It was like a cartoon rendition of all of them. Man, maybe I can see it so I can remember who was in it. Hold on. Oh, here it is. So you have Dr. Barry Bones in there. You have Aaron is in there. Remember all their names. Lisa Boyce is in there from Watchwoman. Is it 65, I think? Chooch is in there. Please don't let me forget their names. Is it Taylor? I think it's Taylor. And then, of course, the guy that has more subscribers than all of us put together. He does an amazing job. Watchman River. Is it Watchman River? Is it Tom? Tom. I think it's Tom, Watchman River. Forgive me. I have to remember all these names all the time. But the cartoon's actually awesome. It's awesome. They did a fantastic job on that. If I don't want to talk about Pastor Sandy. I've heard a few things. I just, you'll never see me really get on here and dog anybody out. I might discuss a way they're viewing things that's wrong, but I don't. Like I said, if they say Jesus Christ is God Almighty and He created heaven and earth and He saved me from my sins and died on a cross, you're okay in my book. But then I have this new criteria. If you say that Israel is somehow responsible for murdering, what is it now, 1,600 children, then I'm sorry, I can't watch your video. That just makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, they get attacked all the time. I hope they go in and wipe those people out. Let God sort it out, honestly. I don't know what else to say, you know. All right, Peter, we'll see you later. You gonna make a video now? I'm gonna make a video now. Yeah, the Discord group, the cartoon of the. It's not a Discord group. It's just a cartoon on Facebook of all of them. Tom from Washburn River, all of them are in there. Lisa Boyce, Watchwoman 65. She's younger than me. They're in this cartoon that somebody drew. It's amazing. Tom from Washburn River. I have a really horrible time with names. I'm just the worst at names. I mean, I walk up on somebody that I've known forever and just forget their name. I'm just terrible with it. I don't have the memory that Cool Cat has, except for things in the Bible. That I remember. All right, so anyway, like, comment, share, and subscribe, especially to all these brothers that you see in here from the other channels. Super important brothers that love Christ. Because, why do we subscribe? Because somebody like CH one day will just pop in out of nowhere and it'll catch my attention just like that, and we can pray for CH and they will come to Christ, and when we get to heaven, CH will be there, and I will be so blessed if God literally used my little channel to save somebody. It's such a blessing, you know. Such a blessing that happened, and that's the only reason I'm here. I'm in competition with nobody. Okay, I'm in competition. Nobody. I don't care about anything. The only reason I want subscribers is that it might catch somebody like CH, or somebody like CH that goes through the tribulation and they get to see this. That's the only reason. The algorithm is up there. Somebody goes in and Googles, you know, Rapture, and they come up with this channel or Peter's channel or Todd Rushton or any of those others that I named, you know, Cool Cat, God's Lounge Down Under. All of these people are selling, or not selling, they're stating the same message. They're stating the same message. Yeah, Sister Sandy just posted, if you want the timeline, again, the timeline doesn't save you. The timeline is not a salvational issue. Commander Kelly hates that. It is not a salvational issue. Knowing exactly when the rapture is not. What CH just did, that's what it's all about. That's what all of this boils down to for me. And if one more person could come in and we could get them to understand who Jesus is, wow, just wow. That's all that really matters. So, all right. It's been awesome, and I thank you, and I am going to get off here now, and if we see something huge happen on the 21st, I'm going to fly in here as quickly as I can, and I'm going to bring on another live, because the rapture could literally happen at any moment after that. So, alrighty, we will chat with you all again, hopefully in heaven, but who knows, we'll see.